Chad mentioned in the analyst section there, they have turned up today. It's not that they completely got blasted out of the water there. They actually look pretty decent overall. They get a CT start, but as you've been mentioning throughout this tournament with the Krieg, it's not the map it used to be. It seems like the T sides are a lot more potent these days. If we get into the pistol round, we'll have a look at the setup here. You've got one smoke, one Molotov, and we'll see whether the CZ will come out on that CT side.
So it starts with Astralis on the attack this time. As there's already a ramp, 3 players there. In fact, the stack, they've got to be quick about it though, because they're already inside of the door. So the man doing the boosting was spotted, but not the man that was boosted. JKS, they thought with 2 players there, there surely wouldn't be a third. It was just a crossfire. But the high angle pays off for a moment. It subsides because Magisk gets the trade back. Bomb still inside of lobby. He'll go back to grab it. As Glaive comes out through Squeaky and battles toward the rafters. He takes down Lias. Took a bit of time. Jacob's rotated down though, knowing that they've gone through the vents. And the Molotov to try and prohibit them from getting onto the ramp. Jacob the last alive, 14 HP. It's been a back and forth round.
Yeah.
Question about that, but it's also a flank from Glaive.
Well, there we have it. A very convincing finish from Astralis there, focusing towards that lower bomb site. You'll see them down there a lot, especially Glaive through Secret, through the vent. He is an absolute nuisance on this map, and it's going to have to be the force buy in response here. Big pistol victory for Astralis on their map pick on the T side, no less. Mac 10s are coming out. A Krieg for Glaive. Gets himself 2 kills in the pistol there, and it'll be Deagles, Scouts, CZs, and MP9 for Liaz. There's always a chance you can bring this one back. They managed to on Vertigo. Can they replicate that now? A couple of SMGs and a chance here with the 2 smokes, HEs, which they'll presumably deploy towards outside, which they have. Damage pretty decent. Dupree down to 56, but a boost towards T-Red gives Glaive the vision towards outside, but he's got to take down this scout first.
Flash goes deep. That's going to catch out Gratisfaction, but he sees it coming. Able to look away in time, but not run away. Can't hide from Device. Comes around the corner from the big garage, catches him. He now waits behind Squeaky, the vent. So they won't be able to dive it quite so cleanly.
Well, at this point, Astralis, with a minute on the clock, over that. The opening pick, just waiting for any sort of reactive play from the CTs here. They've got Dupree getting up towards heaven. Information that ramp's been pushed, and Zipex will just lock himself in. That's a great shot from him. There was presence from the Squeaky door. He takes care of that, no problem. And great awareness here, pretending he's gone for the door and closed it behind him at this point. JKS waiting on the gap. The smoke is there. Zipex takes a bit of damage, but still, he'll come out on top. Great work.
Say that Nuke at the start of this, by the way, is one of the least played maps in the pool, but Overpass has not been popular at this event at all.
That's a good point, yeah. It was the veto for 100 Thieves going into this best of 5, just knowing that Astralis are pretty much unstoppable on the map right now. And speaking of which, there's a great headshot from Glaive. Clean sweep, by the looks of things here. Bomb will be planted Azan on the T-roof.
Train's next. It's the other one that hasn't been played a lot. Azza, you're right, just going to try and hold on to this UMP. Bomb planted. Astralis comfortable into the 2-0, and comfortably, I mean, because they have all the weapons still alive, the Mac 10s included. Zipex finding 2 kills on his. That's certainly cash that they'll welcome to the economy.
Yeah, you definitely want the Mac 10s finding the kills on these sort of rounds, and it's actually quite valuable. They'll take them into the 3rd round as well. They can farm even more money, and then if they keep a clean sheet going into that first gun round as well, there'll be a distinct lack of helmets there. 100 Thieves will have a difficult decision to make. Do they go for utility or helmets? Knowing the Mac 10s are out, they might have to go with the lack of utility. And at that point, there's a problem, because then the upper rushes come through and you don't have the incendiary. There's so many difficult paths going forward for them. UMP will be saved by Azar. He's got a helmet as well. Flashbang there. And he can drop a CZ for the next round, but still very, very clean from Astralis. They go 2-0. Haven't broken a sweat yet on this second map. T-side looking very good for them. Round 3 coming up. Can't really invest much at all here on the CT side. They're going to be struggling into round number 4. Only a couple of kills found, both by JKS so far. Everyone else still on 0. So USPs for 3. Get into the next round here. Shouldn't be anything too flashy from Astralis. Don't want to see anyone overcommitting. No rushes required here. More the same. Work the picks. Head towards outside. Use the range advantage. And a Molotov towards the hut.
Krieg just waiting to see if there'll be any counter-aggression. Anyone pushing toward the lobby, but he'll now join his teammates in the charge toward the A site. So far successful, just 2 for 1. Dupree will join in on that sale. Watch out, Jacob. Takes away the only man with a kill on the 100 Thieves side. And there is still the UMP for Azan, but not a lot to work with it, unfortunately, at this point in time. Zipic's already covering off the hut. JKS waiting with a nade, but Bomb's just coming back in from outside. So Astralis taking their time, to win out the map, to win out the tools rather than rush the plants. Rightfully so against the pistols.
Well, Azan should be able to get 1 kill here. And that's a Krieg.
Exactly. Well, also gone now, though.
So this is where we find 100 Thieves in a bit of bother, because like we said, the money won't be fantastic and you need utility on the CT side. Luckily, no MAC-10s I don't think were brought over. They're actually fully upgrading the Astralis side, so the helmet problem won't surface just yet, but the AWP one might. As Device will bring his out. He has been unstoppable with the sniper so far. Krieg's out in 3s, AK for Dupree. Faction has his AWP, but no armor to speak of. Not a massive deal on Nuke, but certainly not ideal. Yet to frag as they head towards outside. And as we said, Glaive normally in this position. He'll be up there on the CT side as well. He is the master of the outside spot on Nuke. Dupree waits up and towards Silo. Liaz takes a bit of nade damage at the start, and Jacob finds himself a T-red. So a lot of presence towards outside. The initial kill is theirs.
Remember yesterday that Nico tried to play this position against Astralis, and Glaive was certainly one of the men, I think the whole team really, but one of the men responsible for reading that. They didn't have that read on Jacob. They don't have that information. They'll be a little bit more aware of it now. So good hold, good smoke as well. That gives him some self-preservation as he wants to try and rotate back away from the red crate. But he's locked in by Twinkie from the silo. He's got to try and use the range of that Krieg. How is his advantage? I don't know how he's alive on 5 HP. He's certainly not any longer. There was no chance he was getting away with that.
Good grenades here, but a 4 versus 3. Kit available, but only an HE and a flash now. They have to be aware of lower. Azan trying to sabotage their efforts here as he gets on the T-room. Great play here, finds the AWP as well, brings things back to an even kill. But they know exactly where he is, but can they flush him out of the lobby position? 40 seconds remain, bomb goes down in a pretty awkward position. Azan still holding strong, doesn't want to fall back towards the bomb site yet. He knows he can't afford them to plant the bomb. Needs to whittle down that clock if possible.
Aggressive, but they're not heading that direction anymore.
Yeah,
it's still information they can use.
They have to go lower at this point. And Liaz, he's the linchpin of the operation. HE in hand, he can hear them coming. He's got a guaranteed kill on Majors. That's taking him down, no problem.
He's around the corner. Oh, he's not. I thought he just got away from it. But you're right, he's gone. Liaz now backs away to control room and is fully aware that they are marching in his direction. 9 seconds. All he really has to do is get 1 kill. He gets both. And 100 Thieves get on the board.
That's all down to Azan, knowing that they lost outside, but shout out to Jacob as well. Sure, he only gets 1 kill, but how long did he stay alive there for? We're 30 seconds he was fighting tooth and nail at T-Red. That was enough time for Azan to get up towards the T-roof there and sabotage absolutely everything in the back. And then Liaz, funneled in his position. Nice HE kill, good spray down towards the end. But money's still very tight with the reinvestment of grenades here. They did not have the AWP any longer, but that was not influential to their success in the previous rounds. Incendiary down towards Squeaky, that will deny the rush.
Contained as well, though, inside of the main entrance. Jacob's going to rotate outside, try and get in behind the smokes. And hold from secret stairs. Glaive's continuing to push. There's not a lot of utility down. He's got to take a fight with Azan, which he was not apparently ready for. Azan wins that on the M4. The JKS now with 4 players staring at the ramp room. We'll look away from the first flashbang. Off angle. This angle seems to work very well lately because the headshots are preset aim. That's not. He only gets 1. And they're going to commit to the ramp rather than wrap through. It looked like for a minute Device wanted to continue on and see if he can catch anyone rotating. Jacob's already down below. Doors open. Azan smoked. Even if he opens from decontamination, he won't be able to see inside of the site. They're on both sides of a good find onto control room. Backed away at the exact second Dupree came in, perhaps misread what he'd heard, and he was a little bit closer than he expected. That gives Dupree control of the stairs with a smoke at the door open inwardly. Keep that in mind, because this is the reason. He can sit behind it. It actually becomes a bit of a cheeky position in which he has cover, but cover that is extremely spammable, and that is exactly what Liaz does, leaving Magisk to hold the bomb. First one. Inevitable success from a great position on Catwalk, but together they go crossfire. They stand as far apart as possible and peek together. It'll be another round for 100 Thieves.
Good stuff there. It's normally the lower bomb side where Astralis will thrive, and even in disadvantages, they managed to make the round work, but that's great stuff there, especially the wall bang towards that lower position by the double doors. That was everything. Dupree was hoping they'd overlook that position, then he could get a swing as they go for the bomb there, but 2 rounds in a row for 100 Thieves. As Astralis now, they're feeling the financial burdens. They'll have a technical timeout for now. Just a small mic problem, shouldn't take too long to fix. In terms of their cash, at the very top end, we've got majors on just around $5,000. The rest of them hovering around 3K though. So if they were to buy into this round, it would be a mixture of a couple of rifles and pistols, enough to get yourself a bomb planted, maybe down towards lower, and have the Krieg to try and clutch things out. But they might just be better off taking a partial buy here as 100 Thieves come online. Managing to keep 2 players alive in the previous round as well. Comfortable defuse. Don't have enough of the AWP once again, so that might force Astralis into the force buy, considering that money's low relatively on the CT side here. But we're back into the action, and we'll see whether they purchase anything at all. Nothing has been spent so far. 1 smoke and Deagle, so that pretty much confirms it's going to be a partial buy here. Deagle armor, smokes outside, trying to get towards Secret, and without the AWP there might be some openings for them to find. 3 smokes in total, pretty much suggested we'll be going towards outer. Liaz gets a great round here. Fantastic work. Krieg in the hands of Jacob. Only 1 Kevlar purchased, actually. It's not really a partial buy. This would be an eco.
Nade goes in, but no one there to catch it. It actually just stayed on the wrong side of the door to do damage on his Ipex. 3 outside. Quite far forward considering there's no utility down. And I say yet because they're about to throw it. You can see that they're lined up. Device, Magisk, and Glaive. And it looks like these smokes are going to go to the left. Rather than the direct line from the crate to the secret position, they're going to go to the left of Big Garage and isolate the main entrance. That's exactly that. Gratisfaction. Cleverly. Oh, is he going to get to the AC? If Jacob takes away enough aggro, he can jump up there, and he got there. He did get the kill from it. He's got a second one as well. He doesn't go all the way up on the roof, but a good position to counter out the smokes. I know it's against just the pistols, but still good read by him.
Yeah, you can never discount Astralis or Desert Eagles, to be fair. So the fact you've kept this round clean is going to help out tremendously going forward. Every kill counts in CS, especially in the CT side of Nuke. You need as many dollars as possible, and they'll be looking very good to keep all 5 alive here, especially with Zibex just 6 points of health. JKS confirms a clean sweep, and it will be tied up 3-3. 3 rounds in a row for 100 Thieves, but this is where things will start to become a little bit more interesting. 4 gun rounds on either side. No AWP device yet. Gratisfaction happy to hold the rifles. And that was the problem. You remember against FaZe yesterday, Astralis found themselves up against double AWP setups pretty much every round map. And that was actually almost an advantage for them, as they were just getting down towards lower each and every time, and then the retakes just weren't possible. So maybe 100 Thieves saw that and realized, let's just keep on 5 rifles here. Let's just actually be a little bit more nimble and able to actually retake the lower bomb site with the rifles in hand instead of struggling with the AWP that can't do much in the mid stages.
Glaive has to catch out Gratisfaction. I think he spotted him. Just spotted the knee. And so as such, Gratisfaction will hold off his own position by use. The incendiary now is smoked. That allows him to jump away. Still wants to hold the stairs, though. Bomb waits in the lobby. They haven't committed either direction yet, despite putting a little bit of pressure outside. They're still actually very passive in mid, in lobby.
Glaive is fine with that, though, because he's baited out all the utility Gratisfaction has. He can just bide his time. It's pretty early on in the round. He knows that smoke will go down, and he'll have to fall back eventually. They can Molotov the steps and still make their way towards Secret. As Device probing towards ramp. So it looks like a lower split is on the agenda here. JKS, though, very solid in towards that ramp room. Different angle this time. A bit more traditional. Tight choke point for the TC. You normally lose 1 player, but it's all down to JKS getting that 1 kill and then having to survive. Sprays off, doesn't find anything, that's okay. Just needs to make sure he gets down towards lower, back to his teammate, but he's sort of struggling here. That really wasn't ideal, but he'll get away with it.
Man, oh man, it was not at all. Oh my goodness, we saw it for a second at the glance backwards. The X-ray showed Glaive. You mentioned it, he was outside, he baited the utility, he bought his time, and he gets in on the flank. That was perfect, because Gratisfaction would have been there to support the ramp take. But Glaive strikes, and the bomb goes down. Dupree's already got the stairs, and they're saving. 100 Thieves aren't even going to go for this. Jacob's just waiting at secret stairs to make sure they don't exit.
Yeah, Glaive is just one of the most intelligent players in all of CSGO. Might not be considered one of the best, but in terms of these sort of scenarios, when he knows he's got to bide his time, he's got to wait for his opportunity to strike. They had no idea he was coming there. They thought they'd fended off outside as a bit of a fake, but there he comes, straight down, finds 2 players in the back, no one looking at him, and it's only 2 kills required. That's fine for 100 Thieves and keep these 3 guns up, but now on the CT side, they will lose the draw they found. It's going to be 4-3. Astralis are very comfortable on there. Going towards ramp. JKS did well to survive there, but a little bit clumsy on his way back down. You can see him trying to reposition. Glaive knew exactly where he was, took him down with a nice clean headshot there, and we'll have Astralis. 5 players surviving their money, looking much better now as we get into round number 8. JKS can purchase the AWP here if they want to change things up. He's got $6,600, so he will purchase the AWP, give it to Gratisfaction, and they'll go into a more traditional setup to what they're used to. Here's Glaive, making his way down towards low. You can see Gratisfaction had no idea. He had the backup ramp. JKS was calling for backup there. Felt so much presence. He called, what, 3 players towards ramp. That was an accurate call, but Gratisfaction had to take that as gospel and hope that no one is coming from Secret, but unfortunately for him, didn't work out. But here we go. That's going to connect. No problem. Duplex goes down towards silo.
Makes up for it. AWP this time in Secret. Already changing his angle to the stairs, but Glaive's bypassed any chance of being spotted, and Jacob thinks he's safe. He's not. So in some ways, Gratisfaction both times has allowed space for Astralis to strike, and it's now back to a 4-on-4. They'll rotate closer to the entry points of the upper side, Azan and Liaz, and Azan stays, I was going to stand on the top of the hut, excuse me, actually pushed into it for a moment. Gratisfaction, look at this push.
Yeah, they have to do something here. They know they're losing control towards outside, and JKS will take matters into his own hands. Gratisfaction to check out the lobby. They had a successful flank before towards the T roof, but they need to be a bit more fast with this. They need to see if they can get some information. Sure, they're holding towards lobby, but it's the lower area where Astralis normally focus. They know the Kriegs, once that bomb's planted, he set up the crossfires, and it's very difficult to rotate. Slow and steady so far. Kits available on the CT side. They're dissecting towards low. That's one of the key choke points there. Getting around that corner without taking any damage, that's huge. In terms of the lower setup here, no one's down towards lower at all on the CT side. They have control of lobby and ramp, sure, but do they know that Astralis are already down on the lower bomb site? I'm not sure they do. Is anyone going to react to this? Anyone going to get in the vents? Gratisfaction starts to make his way from the ramp, but the Molotovs will come through. The smoke will be down. He'll smoke it out, give himself a gap. That's not bad, actually, but he takes a bullet to the face. Luckily, not too much damage inflicted, but the bomb surely gets planted at this stage. There it is. Do you even go for this retake, Matt? I'm not sure, because Astralis, they've been so good down here.
Yeah, they're not. They're already backed out all the way towards spawn already. T-spawn, that is. So 100 Thieves will concede a 5th now to the T side of Astralis. Again, this being their map choice. It would be 2-0 in the best of 5. I'll repeat it again. If Astralis win this 3-0, they've gone through this event without dropping a single map.
Considering their form, Blast Copenhagen last week as well.
There's something about that. They've only won one big event in Denmark.
That's true.
There's something about them playing at home that just doesn't seem to work.
They didn't look like this team. They looked like a different group of players there. I'm not sure if it's pressure or nerves, but certainly something wasn't quite right. But this is a stellar return to form, that's for sure. Fantastic performance
Pressure's
yesterday.
a good shout, because we know, look, the Danish Prime Minister's been at Blast Copenhagen for a number of years in a row. He tweets about them all the time. All the families would be there, all the investors, the sponsors. There's a lot more media obligation, and they're being pulled in different ways.
That's it. They were doing signing sessions every single day in the mall, outside the venue. It seems like they couldn't actually practice, couldn't focus on the games. They're being dragged around. They're celebrities in Denmark, essentially, so they couldn't really focus on the actual Counter-Strike itself. We'll get back into the action here. Round 9, and Glaive will take a bullet from the AWP. Lucky to be alive, he's still got 48 HP, but that should slow his efforts down. You can see them really focusing on his moves towards outside. It's been a real problem for them so far on the 100 Thieves side. Molotov towards Secret steps to fend off a potential orb. Jacob will be there, though, to the M4 this time. Smoke's down, but he's got a good chance of finding the first frag, especially with Glaive on low HP, but he needs to be very careful here. Flashbang comes through, he does strike. Doesn't get anything. There were so many players there, couldn't decide on which target he was going for. Gets nothing for it.
I think he thought he actually already killed the Vice, that he'd done enough damage, and he was snapping too soon. He wanted to get a double, he was so eager. JKS, good positioning, they will catch off one, nearly caught by Matis. They'll re-peek each other, but it's the Krieg that wins the duel. Surprise, surprise. And back to the lobby, Zipix will catch out as nearly got a second as well through the open door, but instead he runs all the way outside just to stay alive, cause complication.
Can't go for it.
For the CTs, and yeah, that is exactly it, they can't. They know Zipix is out lurking in the extremities of the map, so how do they even cut him off in order to save? Lias checks to see if he's peeking, and he'll back safely into T-spawn.
Every successful round for Astralis has finished up towards lower. That's kind of interesting. Even 100 Thieves there tried to put 2 players down there. It was Jacob flashed into position towards Secret, couldn't find the kills. We saw JKS down there getting 1, but Majus just absolutely surgical with the Krieg. Zipex watching the flanks. He gets 1, spots second towards event, confirms they can't even rotate. And 2 players survive once again. They'll still have money on the CT side, but they're running out of time here on Nuke. 6-3. Astralis keep exploiting the secret steps, the vents, ramp, making their way towards lower, and it doesn't seem to be a response just yet. Round 10 coming through. Gratisfaction still has the orb, but only 3 kills to his name. No one really doing a massive amount of damage. Liaz had some great rounds earlier on. He was influential to their success of getting those 3 on the board, but since then, very quiet. So the Astralis has changed the pace up now. They just go for like an upper rush or something like that. I think they might do, considering they've been so slow and methodical. They're just going to go straight in towards the upper side, knowing they probably caused rotations already just by their presence towards lower in the previous rounds.
No one even willing to re-peek back through the smoke. They just back off and concede the fact that they run stampede in. That's
perfect.
Impressive. What a call.
Yeah, like you put the fear of God in them, right? You've gone towards lower every single round. You've been so slow. You've been using the outside smokes. Then it's an upper rush, and they've already adapted. They've already gone towards lower to the start. They're boosting their defenses outside. It's such a perfect play here from Astralis. Again, do you even go for this? Not a single kill picked up, and the round looks like it's done. That's when you know you've called the perfect strategy. Bomb goes down, and they don't even attempt to retake here. They're trying to lock the T's in with Dupree. Great position. He's going to get 2 kills in, no problem. Oh my God. Were they even going for this, Matt? Like,
it's the most indecision I think I've ever seen. Just sitting in heaven, just get out if you're going to get out. The smoke was down. You had the opportunity to get away. You could even jump off the railing behind.
You've been so good at saving the weapons so far, and a round that was definitely over. You give up everyone? Why were you even there? The money's out of control for Astralis. You weren't going to cause any dents there.
That's when you know you've been wrecked so hard that even mentally you're like, what are we saving? Like the.
Look at this flash as well. This is brutal. Dupree, he gets set up. They have no idea he's about to swing. They're so blind up there. And then he gets 2 kills, and it's down to the CZs here. This map feels like it's falling apart at the seams for 100 Thieves, as Glaive will open things up once again, taking out Gratisfaction towards outside. He's just a one-man army in this position.
Device will challenge toward ramp, by the way. Already, they've rotated JKS off of it because of that single kill. So he holds, and as soon as JKS comes back around the corner to peek it, Device was there covering the angle. Speedway can't get the shot. Glaive, meanwhile, he found Azan. Jacob does at least get 1 back.
Might be all they get, because down towards lower they go once again. CTs have 2 players towards outside, make it 3. So bomb will be planted, they'll recover a rifle maybe, but as soon as this bomb goes down, that's it. No kits, have to save once again. Astralis making this look way too easy. Problem is, every time 100 Thieves try and chain things up and try and focus towards a different position, Glaive's 1 step ahead of them. He reads it well. Calls for an upper rush, and then at that point, you just don't know what to do going forward. You just feel like he's inside your head. He knows what you're going to do. And Device now looking for the closing kills. The round is already theirs. Just wants to hold on to the Krieg. Doesn't want to give that over to the CT forces. He needs a bit of backup here, but he can just tuck himself in towards the boxes. It's unlikely to have any utility. Good flashes, buying some time here. Jacob will get one. Again, they need to hold on to the Krieg, if I'm honest with you. They're not going to do that. These kills at this point in the game don't really mean that much, unfortunately. A CT Krieg would be influential, though. Why just save that weapon?
Yeah, and more so than even trying to get kills from Astralis, because as you say,
13K.
Exactly, and we're on round 12. That's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you just saved that Krieg. Like, the pros have even come out recently, like, especially this week, saying, like, a CT Krieg, like, it's unbelievable. Like, you just need to hold on to that if you get it.
I don't think I've ever seen another time in history when people will drop an AWP.
I know.
A gun.
Breaks my heart.
Period. And it makes me kind of laugh a bit because the gun has been that powerful forever, but because of the cost, no one ever justified it. What else is undiscovered that we haven't tried because of something?
The M249?
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking the R8.
Bring it back. Oh, I remember we had like that weird year, like 2017, where like Alu was using it, like Snacks was having a go. Like
Mega Man had a good tweet the other day.
Okay.
If you had like pre-nerf AUG, current Krieg, pre-nerf Tech 9, pre-nerf R8, all in the game at once, and just let it be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Maybe rather than trying to balance them by nerfing them, we just buff everything.
Then nothing could be overpowered.
Exactly.
Well, the orb's out again, and they gotta send 3 players towards outside. They're really worried of Glaive's push towards his position, but like we said, he's always 1 step ahead. This time, not really probing at all. He's waiting for aggression on the CT side. Firing off through the smoke. Smokes towards Garage position now. We'll see whether 100 Thieves have anything to say on their CD campaign. They need a pretty much perfect game at this point. Astralis have more than enough rounds in their T side, considering how good they are on Nuke in general. Anything at this stage is a bonus for them. Diffuse kit available. That's singular with Azan. holding that. And the first kill comes in again. Jacob goes down. Good shot from Gratisfaction. Can he survive, though? No armor.
Waiting as well. He'll not be deterred from position. Device, the next one that would head potentially in that direction. He's still looking back towards CT spawn from the front side of the red crate. In fact, Gratisfaction's changed, but he's not going to catch him. Device knows he's trying. Nearly clipped his heels. Nade instead. Gratisfaction down 17 from a single nade. The glass cannon nearly shatters.
That's insane. He saw the nade coming as well, but landed on top of it essentially. And nullifies him in the round. Dupree makes his way towards heaven. A different approach now from Astralis. He goes straight up the ladder here. Azan seems to be aware of it, but they're not in great positions. Jake gets with the AUG, making it work. 2 kills, and they actually have a solid grasp of the round here. Device, though, knows the AUG. And Liaz apparently is in position. Still has a fighting chance here, I suppose, in the 3 versus 1, but doesn't really have the HP all the time. Just looking to cause financial damage here if he can.
Device, good, easy find, but JKS was perfectly positioned to trade that immediately. You can bait the low HP player, Stunna. It sometimes makes the trade a little easier. 8-4.
You said you got to leave him alone.
You know what? I did. I'm sorry. I lied. It's out of affection, okay?
Well then, round 13. Much better stuff there from 100 Thieves. Faction of the AWP managing to get an opening pick. JKS holds strong with the AUG. As we mentioned yesterday, one of the few maps you'll still see that weapon. Maybe with Train, which comes up next, you'll see it come out as well. But actually it's very effective there. They were out of position there on the bomb side floor, but towards heaven, that's a nice position for that particular weapon. Picking up the pace here. 4 players towards outside. There's going to be a trade, I thought. Gratisfaction had that kill, no problem. Spray through the smoke. Fortunately, the reload will come through, and down they go. Rotations will have to come through thick and fast as Liaz waits towards the decon steps here. He needs to find at least one. Can't do it. Good damage inflicted. JKS waiting towards lower as well. They can still go up the fence here. That's the problem. Astralis is so good on this map. They can slow things right down at this point. Get everyone down towards lower, then rotate with the bomb goes down. That's massive.
Dupree gets the trade. So at least they claw back a little bit of ground, but the bomb, you're right, is inside of the doorway. Az has identified that. Smokes himself off peculiar, though, because he wants to, okay, fair enough, he wants to get in deeper. He's going to use his own smoke to not be in a sprayable position, but it does mean that bomb is somewhat salvageable, and JKS doesn't have eyes on it. Can't see decontamination from his position either. And they see his feet. He's going to make good on it, though. He actually sprays back to catch out Dupree. That will give a bit more confidence to Azza to work back in. JKS doesn't need him. He's doing it all on his own.
Yeah, that AUG is doing so much damage here. 3 versus 2. Bomb, of course, not planted. That's still out there in a really compromised position here. 40 seconds remain. Glaive waiting for a mistake here. Zipex makes his way towards Decon, trying to get that vision. Glaive, I feel like he's going to go down any second. JKS been in one hell of a shift here so far. Oh, doesn't quite get the timing. And now Glaive knows he's got a decent spot to take him down. Back to a 2-on-2. Decent grenade as well. Molotov towards the ramp. This is where it all comes crumbling down for the 100 Thieves. Just JKM remaining. Oh, it's so well played from Astralis. Big smile on Dupree's face. He knows that's a big round for them to pick up. Money is absolutely wrecked on the CT side. And when that bomb goes down there, I thought they were going to go back towards up. I think that was the plan, but they weren't expecting the bomb to be dropped. JKS did absolutely everything he could there, but it wasn't quite enough. They're patient, methodical, getting it done. And Glaive, he gets all the timings right here. He knows he's got JKS pinned in the corner. Molotov down in the shadow position. That's all he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure the no CDs can drop down there.
Exactly. You see, he was, again, 3 steps ahead.
So the partial buy from 100 Thieves here. Unfortunately, it's very unlikely to get back into this game. This round almost certainly going against, and that'll be double digits on the T side as Glaive is an absolute monster. What is that shot? He'll go down eventually, but still, trades coming through. Good shots on the P250, reasonable damage. It has to take a reload. Gratisfaction have to jump down towards the hut here.
Faction does at least swing around and make things a bit funny, but not in a laughing matter, because it is now 4 rounds only for the CT side, and we're in the last round of the half. AWP out for Gratisfaction. They'll at least have money to purchase this time, but it's a bit of, I suppose, a few long faces up there for 100 Thieves. I was going to say Grieve. grief. It didn't really rhyme, so I stopped.
It didn't really work.
And then I used it anyway, so here we are. And back over to you in the studio, Henry.
Thank you so much. Glaive talked about his individual form coming into this tournament. Hasn't been happy with his performance this year, but he has been unstoppable on Nuke as they continue to look ruthless. Down towards events they go. Sure, they take damage, but this has been such a difficult position for 100 Thieves to retake. Luckily, Azan will get one through the smoke. That's Glaive, the danger man, but so quick. Duplex, he'll take control of lower. Bomb will be planted, and how do you do this now? You've got one defuse kit, but you have got decent utility on the CT side.
The two players that are already pretty quick to get to Secret, and I don't think they expected Jacob to be there as fast as he was. He walked. He was already at the corner holding the stairs. That gave him the jump, and he is a clever read. He's at CT spawn.
Yeah, that's the problem,
Catch out Astralis outside. It is a problem both ways, though, because if he gets that single kill, the two players downstairs now know that they're so far removed. They've got time and space, but not with Magist coming back through the rabbit out of the vents. As the Magic Man finds a double, it's going to be Lia's trumming back around to try and get at least Device, but he is done, and so is the half. Zonic loves it. Well, it says Astralis on both sides, but 100 Thieves and 11 for Astralis after Nuke has begun, and it might end far faster than that, Henry.
Yeah, that's an absolute masterclass on the T side of Nuke. The map pick of Astralis is looking very good for a 2-0. I'm sure they close this one out, but 100 Thieves, they might have something to say about that. We'll see after this break.
Like a fire in the eye of a hurricane. Always told, stay in line, be alright, better play it safe. I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I've passed the point of no return, something is calling me, it's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Let's get it. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Fly so high they can't touch us. So top notch, none above us. We done came so far, now we up now. Had a vision, stuck to it, never back down. Never had much, now we own the whole thing. Spread it all around the world, watch it all change. Came alive, now they all see the greatness. Light shine so hard they can't take it.
Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Come alive.
I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I've passed the point of no return, something is calling me, it's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Should Astralis win this pistol, we might quickly be on a train to the next map because it is 11-4, momentum in their favor, and I do not think 100 Thieves will claw their way back in. However, let's not rule them out. If they get the start they need, and I do say that with a heavy emphasis, we might have be on for something. JKS, just a note, already onto the P250. Yesterday, he was fairly swift on pistol rounds with it.
I just feel like 100 Thieves are quite an emotional team. They need momentum behind them. They need everyone fired up. And after getting an absolute mauling on the CT side of Nuke, you're going to be dejected. And if they don't win this pistol, I think you might be right. It might be a swift one here as we get into a very important round here for Astralis as they can close things out right here, right now. If they win this one, we'll see a smoke, Molotov, and a couple of flashbangs on the T side. You mentioned JKS at the P250, suggests they're going towards outside, use that range, but they've got to go up against the USPs here. Off we go then. Glaive to receive the action first, but he doesn't get the initial headshot. Well, now he does.
Certainly does, but watch out because the timing. Okay, to find it, that was Device. We thought that was Glaive. Device comes to his aid. I was going to say, the time it took Glaive to find that kill allowed them to wrap through the garage, but Device, apparently fully aware, got positioned to shut that down. Dupree will shut down the round, and it is now 12. And I think the fate we discussed is now about to be suffered by 100 Thieves.
No bomb plant there, Matt, so traditionally speaking, you'd have to take a full eco here and bring the AKs out in the next round. So that's pretty much a gimme here for Astralis. They could force buy, but not many options. It just CZs and armor and a couple of smokes on the T side of Nuke. No tactical timeout call. Looks to be the full eco here. So there's Glocks, no armor. Try and get the bomb down towards lower potentially. That's about as good as it gets. This has got 13-4 written all over it. Bomb on the back of Gratisfaction. He goes towards the lobby at the start. Now it's flashed off. He's got the only significant firepower in the form of a P250. That nade hurts. It stings. Takes Azan down to 25. Like we said, Glaive is the master of the outside position, T side and CT. You'll see him there. With the confidence as well, he'll be taking a lot of duels. Damn.
Easy push. Increase on 5. Takes a bit of nerve to want to push with SMGs against pistols, but they do it and make, well, I suppose, one mistake. They lost a single player, but now 13-3 to go.
Interesting, Astralis got 2 orgs on the CT side. We saw JKS doing great work of it, and well, a couple of good rounds. We got some damage done. Unfortunately, only got picked up for 3 rounds in total. Here we go.
And don't forget, the AUG is still the gun that it was. It's just more expensive now. Yes. That simple change took it kind of out of favor again. So it has a ton of potential. And maybe it can counter the Kriegs a little more than the M4s. Maybe that's the thinking. Because there are 4 Kriegs. 3, excuse me. One of those is in fact an AK. Smoke down, Zipix wants through it. He's flirting. Oh, he's been tagged. The fact that the nade hit him, they know he's there, but yet the MP9 does that much damage, plus the pistol. He gets down to 90, he's gonna get caught. Magisk dodges the flash, but they're still gonna be in position for which he can capitalize. And it's actually the high HP of JKS that gets his head torn off, leaving Liaz downstairs with 9 2-on-2. All right, I think Astralis is in a pretty good position for that exact reason. Headshot either way, and Dupree closes out on Azza.
What a shot from Magis there. That denies any potential of getting the bomb down. 2 versus 1 at that stage. Dupree's already ready and waiting towards lower, and it's a clean finish from Astralis. 14-4, $3,000 per player. They'll buy up what they can at this point, dropping Kriegs, distributing the wealth out. As we get closer and closer to map points, we didn't expect 100 Thieves to be making much of a dent here against Astralis on Nuke, but this has been a little bit tragic for them. It's going to be 3-0 to kick things off. Looking for map point now. Up against 3 Kriegs and a Glock for Gratisfaction. No armor for him as well, so he's got absolutely nothing here. Got the bomb on his back. All he can do is be a carrier for that.
Jacob. Couple of good shots to find Device. So one of the 2 Kriegs leveling out the score at 4-4. Glaive's still very close though, and he's gonna swing around. He's gotta just be careful above him. Ooh, and the boost over. Clever enough, and yet he still timed it well enough to catch one off before going down. That's gonna bring Magisk out, but he's fallen as well. And that gun being so far forward has been picked up. 100 Thieves might save themselves around here and not concede map point in doing so.
Oh, Dupree. He's in a prime position there to find 2 kills. A low HP player is the one that finds him though, Zipex. He's actually got a bit of an advantage here. Look at the HP for Azza and Jacob. They've got time, but a little bit cagey towards outside here. Bomb still down, waiting very active play from the CT, but this is going to cost them a lot. By the time they actually get close to a bomb site, the time's going to be incredibly low. 35 seconds at this point. They go towards up, Zipex sprays them both down. Even if he gets one, he knows I'll head towards lower. He's right by the vent for a transition play.
And they have absolutely no idea where he is. You can tell by the body language. Oh, he's gone too soon, though. Calm down now, crowd. Let's not give him too much information, as he was absolutely primed and ready for the 2 kills, but instead, he doubted himself, given that so much time had gone by. 11 seconds. If he comes up now, oh, he's spotted, but he knows there's no time for them to plant. They've gotten him behind the silos. They're safe.
They're both there, Matt. Flash is decent. They'll swing off this together. 1 versus 1 now. Jacob, 1 bullet will take him down. Zipex has such a firm lead in this one. He knows exactly where Jacob is. Just trying to let him play himself at this point. Taps himself in the corner, spots him, and it's another clean clutch from Zipex. He mistimes the positioning a little bit there, but still, he holds his nerve, out-positions him, gets out the vent. He saw his opportunity, took the first one down, and the round was his. It's going to be 15-4 now on the CT side of Nuke. That's a death sentence for 100 Thieves. They get the bomb planted, meaning they can get a nice buy into the next round, but I think it's just a formality at this point. I don't see them getting 11 rounds in a row on their T side.
I think deep down in their heart of hearts, they don't either. That's the problem. I don't see them even giving themselves a chance.
Yeah, they don't
mentally.
fight up.
Has to start with individual tasks, 1 round at a time. They at least have money, given the bomb plants. Puts them onto what is a maximum loss bonus.
Oh, no.
Catches out Gratisfaction. That's a gap. It's a little tricky to see given the crosshair was blocking part of it, but he certainly had no problems finding the kills. Jacob, at least downstairs, does catch out Device, so he got across before Glaive spotted the player that he killed, thinking that therefore it was still open. So that was a bit of a miscommunication, or a misread, I guess I should say. Yes. Actually catches out Dupree pushing through, so had the awareness that he was potentially going to do so, and you have to give a bit of questioning to Dupree pushing that far. Sure, he wants the information, but lobby sometimes is enough. You don't necessarily have to wrap all the way around because they haven't shown much presence downstairs. Now they will. Oh no, the AUG. Missed just a few bullets, and that's enough for Azan. Now, Zipex has decent position, though. This catwalk spot is very powerful if you don't lose ramp.
So what's the play, though? Both CTs down towards lower. If they go up the vents, which they have, the round is theirs. Both CTs, once the bomb's planted, they probably should hold on to the rifles. Considering they're at map point, though, they might fancy their chances. Bomb down. Good round for 100 Thieves here. Maybe a little bit overzealous there on the Astralis side, pushing towards T-spawn, but that should be it now. Zipex and Glaive holding onto their rifles. Money not fantastic on the CT side, actually, after a previous 1 versus 1 in the previous.
We need the 1.6 stealth diffuse from through the floor to come back.
Boost up through the floor.
That, for anyone who doesn't know, in 1.6, you could actually boost, get into the rafters, and because default was such a known spot, you could diffuse by pressing E through the floor. Bit broken, you might say.
Yeah, that was an old favorite. But there it is, 100 Thieves will be picking up at least 1 round on their T side here. Astralis still need 1, and they'll be finding another Krieg there. So as we mentioned, the Krieg's so powerful on the CT side. They'll be okay with that. They'll probably force in the next round considering the scoreline. And Dupree with $1,600, they'll do what they can. So there it is. It will be Renegades, 100 Thieves now. With at least 5 rounds at this point, now need 10. Scout for Device. A few smokes invested. Shotgun for Magus. It's going to be the Mag 7, not the auto shotty. Round 21. 100 Thieves with 5 Kriegs across the board here. It's Train up next. I suppose if you had to look for the weaker maps for Astralis, they've had all the options there with Vertigo coming in first, 16-14 in that first map. Really needed to pick that one up. I feel like this would have been a different map had they have found that. But for now, they do have the advantage here. Deagle, Scout, Mag 7, those safe Kriegs.
Deagle will watch outside. Zipex down below as well, double smoke, but it's ramp that is going to have the pressure. Zipex has already actually rotated out. As I mentioned, he was watching through locker window, so he has to go back to that position. 2 kills. Krieg backs off, 44 HP still to work with. Has to concede the ramp room, however, but that rotation is covered off in the fact that Glaive is already swinging back over from Secret and is in position. Baited out of the shot, however, but at least in position to do damage onto Azan.
Yeah, he's still confident. Makes his way towards lower. 5 versus 3. Azan 16 HP. They'll have to commit towards low at this point. Molotov towards the window room. Great positioning for Glaive. Bomb goes down. That should be it at this stage. Looking to finish things off in style. Glaive going for 3 kills. Duplex already opened things up. 5 versus 1. That's going to be it. As they look for Azan here, he'll get a consolation frag, but unfortunately for him, that's going to be it. What a dominating performance that is from Astralis. Didn't really break a sweat there at all, Matt.
And 1 map away now from the IEM Beijing-Haidian Championship. Unbelievable performance so far. Train is next. Man, oh man, Astralis, this is a return to form. They've been saying for a while they would get back, they would return. Remember, EG had the #1 spot on the HLTV rankings. That might be up for debate after this event. Should Astralis win it? We'll take a break and see if they can when we come back.